welcome back to Is This Travel Diaries. I'm still not traveling though, but I do try to have you travel and come to me and to my country, Hungary. So I've been watching YouTube a lot in the pandemic, probably a lot more than I have been previously. And the number of the channels I'm subscribed to has exploded. So I hope you're subscribed to me. If you're not, then there's a button thing, like just press it. Okay, thank you. And also like this video to help out the algorithm, and also comment, because that also helps my channel grow. Yay! So I've been watching YouTube a lot, and also because of the content that I make, I sometimes run across content on Hungarians by foreign people. And I've been sort of like commenting on them in my head, and I also watch a lot of commentary videos. Yeah, like a lot. Actually, probably more than I should. I don't know. I'm working from home all day, and I pretty much staying away from people still. I'm going out more, but not as much as I used to. And of course, I'm not traveling, so I have a lot more time on my hands. And a lot of that is spent by watching YouTube content. So I was thinking, why don't I make commentary? Commentary. That's the word. I speak English, but it's not my native language. But so, yeah, why don't I make commentary videos? For videos that talk about Hungary or Hungarian food or things like that. So this is an attempt to see what you think of me producing content like this. Do you like it? Should I make more? So yeah, there's this video that I've been wanting to comment on, which is called 16 Craziest Things You Only See in Hungary. I'm going to watch it. I haven't watched it for like about a year, so I don't really remember what was in it. And I'm going to comment on it. So let's check out this video. I don't know if I'm going to cut out bits of it or how I'm going to do it yet. I'll do it in editing. I edit all of my own videos. I'm like my own cameraman. I do my own lighting, which probably shows my own makeup. Everything is just me. It's just me on this channel. Well, sometimes my boyfriend helps. Though he still has to work on his camera work because he walks a bit wobbly. Yeah, and I have a boyfriend. Oh my god. So weird. Okay, let's check out this video and see what I have to say about it.
It's impolite to sniffle if you have a runny nose. You just have to blow it. They'll give you a tissue. They'll be like, oh, here, take this. Like, get it out. Because it just doesn't make sense to them to try to keep it in if it's trying to come out. It's just like, get it out. And so you'll be in meetings and who knows where, and they blow their noses so well, so loud. So I got really good at that too. So you'd better get used to that. Don't feel self-conscious about blowing your nose in Hungary because everybody does it.
Nose blowing, yeah. I mean, I don't get it. Like, why would you hold it in? Like, I hate it when people go like, they're sniffling. Don't sniffle, just blow it. It's like, I know some cultures are weird about it. Like, they're like, you don't blow your nose in public, which is like, it's about a function, okay? It's not that gross. You just cover your nose with the tissue, you blow into it, and that's it. And actually, I was on a open air theater one time. I can't remember what I was watching, but anyway, the guy next to me, he was like sniffling for so long, and it was like, don't you have a tissue? So I didn't say anything to him. I just reached into my bag. I always have a ton of tissues in my bag. I just reached into it and just like gave it to him, like, blow your nose already because I can't take 5 seconds about your of your sniffling.
Another thing is that they're more cautious or more concerned about freezing, about getting cold or getting sick from being cold. So they don't put ice in their water. They never have ice water. And there's a bit of logic to it, as I came to know. It's just like your body's already trying to keep warm as it is. Like the organs are trying to work. So as you're putting that ice water in, it just kind of freezes things up. So in the end, I can see the logic in why they don't drink ice water.
Ice in water. We do have some in restaurants. It's kind of a tactic. But yeah, like why do you drink that cold water? Like all the time, I always asking for no ice because my throat just gets a sniff of ice in like 40 degrees Celsius because I don't use Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit is weird and it's insane and just I don't know why people use Fahrenheit. Celsius. 0, water freezes, 100, water boils. That's Celsius. So why have so much ice? I actually have a funny story about this, that I used to work in a hotel in the UK, and we would get these groups of English, groups of American people, like older Americans, and they would come and stay for like a night. And at this one time, you didn't have ice in like the rooms. You had a bucket, and you needed to go to the bar, and you could get ice in your bucket at the bar. And this one time, I was a receptionist, so I was preparing for the group, and I went to the bar. And I asked the bartender, like, do you have, are you fully stocked with ice? Because well, the group is coming in like any moment. And he was Australian actually. And he was looking at me weird, like why are you asking me about ice? Like, why do you have to stock up? It's like, because the Americans are coming. It's like, what? It's like every time the Americans come, they go up to their room, they grab their bucket, and they come down. And they all like line up at the bar, and they want their ice. And he's like, but it's like 15 degrees Celsius outside. It's cold. I'm like, yeah, I know. They don't care. They want their ice. So yeah, this ice thing, it's so weird to me. But yeah, just we drink, like most of the time when you get a drink at a restaurant, it comes from a fridge anyway, so it's cold. You didn't need to make it colder. And also, like at home, I don't even have ice at home. Like, why? I either take something out. I don't even keep drinks mostly. We just keep like beer and white wine in the fridge, water and that sort of thing. I don't drink even out of the fridge. I drink it like room temperature. Even when, well, maybe when it's really warm, I'll drink it from the fridge. But usually I wait a bit for it to warm up because, yeah, just too cold. Too cold.
When it's cold outside, especially in the winter, you don't sit down on any of the benches. It's not acceptable. Or like you can. You're not going to go to prison for it or anything, but all the little old nannies and bachies, old men and old women, they'll come up to you and tell you like, don't sit there. You're not going to have children. So it was interesting.
Okay, so don't sit on benches in winter. That is actually a thing. I don't know if it's true. I never actually looked into it, but in Hungary, they say, like from the time you're born, you're taught that if you sit on something cold, then your under things will catch a cold. You'll catch a cold there, and you'll get sick, and you'll become infertile. So we don't sit on like benches much. Maybe if we go to like a fair or something in the winter, like a Christmas fair, and we sit down, then we usually make sure that we have lots of coats on and things like that. Or maybe some people will even bring like a little pillow to sit on or something like that, so that they're not sitting directly on the cold. So yeah, it's this thing, and I don't know how much truth it has, but yeah, I've never caught any cold down there. So
This family, they wanted to cook a meal for us, and instead of just like, you know, here where you would just like either put it in the oven or cook on a stove or whatever, they actually went out in their yard and built a fire and had this big cauldron that they hooked up with like this stand and this chain, and it was just hanging over this fire, and it was just really neat. I was like, oh my goodness. So that's not something you would typically see. You would not see that in the big city, but in this small village, it was just so chill. It was so normal to do that. It's like, yeah, we're just gonna cook over this fire in this big cauldron thing, and it was fun. I was like, that's so cool.
hey, cooking in cauldrons. I've actually have cooked in cauldrons over an open fire. I am actually known for it. I've been doing it since I was a child, and it's something that you do mostly when there's a garden. Like sometimes in I think there have been like parks where they had a place for it. But yeah, it's normally done in like private gardens. I had an aunt who had a sort of a little weekend house with a garden, so I would cook there. Or I also cooked at this one. I cooked at a company gathering once, and I also cooked at when we with high school. I don't know if Americans actually do this, but it's very common in high school and in school. Like we have classes, we have like you go to every lesson with your class with the same group of people, and around in May. There's always a class trip. So you either rent a bus or maybe you use public transport, but you go somewhere, usually to either Lake Balaton, to Eger, sometimes to Budapest. Some people come here to Szeged or Pécs. Well, somewhere in Hungary, you will go and you spend a couple of days with your class. Usually the teacher organizes this trip, and she will also, like my teacher in elementary school, she was the geography teacher, so she would take us to places that were connected to geography. And my high school teacher was very into hiking, so we would hike with her. And so in high school, we once we stayed in this house that we rented, and it had a place to do the cauldron cooking. So we made food in that. I was the chief cook, and or you could say I was the chef. And we made paprikás krumpli, which is potato with paprika. It's basically onions and sausage, like paprika sausage, and potatoes. And also you put some paprika in the like you pour water on it, you cook it with water, you make like a stew, and you put some paprika in it, some other spices, but it's not hot paprika, it's sweet paprika, because in Hungary, especially where I live in Szeged, is known for sweet paprika seasoning, not hot paprika seasoning. And so yeah, it's a very common thing. Usually we either make that or chicken paprikas. But that's a bit more complicated. Making a sausage making with the sausage is more easy because you just cut it up. You don't actually have to deal with raw meat, so that's easier. And I made the same for my company as well. They were like, "Oh, who can cook?" And I'm like, "Me." I've been cooking since I was like 8 or 9.
And I think the best Hungarian food I ever had was fruit soup. And you think of fruit soup, and it's kind of like fruit soup. That doesn't really work, right? And that's the exact same thing I thought too. Fruit soup, that doesn't really go together. It's not like peanut butter and jelly, you know. It's not like chips and salsa. It's fruit and soup. And so this nanny just gave it to us, and she was like, "Hey, you know, here it is." It looked delicious. It was like a pink, purple color. It just was glowing, and I was like, "Wow, this is what fruit soup is." She said, "Do you like it hot or cold?" I was like, I could try it hot." And she looked at me. She's like, "No, I think you'd like it cold." I was like, "All right." So she gave it to me, and first bite, I just fell in love. Absolutely, just drop down to the ground and just almost started worshiping the soup. It was so good.
Fruit soup. I didn't think that was a Hungarian thing, but come to think of it, I've really never seen that anywhere else. Because it's like fruit soup. Of course, you make fruit soup. It's something I've been eating since I was like a baby. So yeah, but to think of it, I never saw it anywhere else. So fruit soup is actually you have milk and you have some sort of fruit. Usually it's cherries, sometimes strawberry, or sometimes they make it with like apricots or peaches. So some sort of fruit like that. I never made one because I'm not a huge fan and I'm lactose intolerant. I would sometimes just like drink it. But yeah, it's sweet. It's sweet. I guess maybe they put sugar in it. Yeah, like I said, I'm not a huge fan of it. I'm not something that will, but I'm not a huge fan of soup. So yeah, I guess that is a unique thing. I never thought of it that way. But yeah, it is good. I used to eat it more when I was a child. It was more common, I think, in the 90s. I did see it on the menu, like on the lunch menu sometimes in restaurants, because sometimes when we don't feel like eating at home, we will do a lunch menu somewhere. But yeah, fruit soup. I guess it is a uniquely Hungarian thing. All right.
Bad foods. There's sausage. They have tons of different kinds of sausage there. They have horse sausage. They have pig sausage, chicken sausage, all kinds. But there's one particular sausage that I just despised. I guess that's a good word. Hated. I don't know. It was really, really bad. First of all, it looks black. It's like a black sausage. They call it Hurka. That's the name for it. And it was served to me from a gypsy family. And gypsies cook really, really good food, by the way. So, I mean, this is just something that all Hungarians eat. This isn't just gypsies. And I just tried it. And I thought it was the most disgusting thing. And you ask anybody that knows me, I am very brave when it comes to food. I can eat anything. But this Hurka stuff, I just could not. I could not shove it down in my throat. So what it is, it's blood sausage. And so, I mean, they take every single part of the pig. I guess it's what sausage is anyways. But it's just the way that they cook it and like put it together. Like when you eat it, you can, like kind of start picking little pieces of bones out of your teeth because it's just gross. But they love it. That's something that's really, really unique to Hungary as well as a Hurka. So if you want to try something unique, try that. A lot of Hungarians love it. But me, no, no thanks. I didn't really like it very much.
Okay, sausage in Hungary. Yeah, sausages are very common in Hungary. We have many kinds. We have one with paprika. We have one without paprika. You could even argue that salami is like kind of a sausage. So yeah, we do have horse sausage. We also have mangalitsa sausage. We also do szürke What would that be in English? Gray cow. It's a Hungarian type of cow. That's different. We also make sausage from that, and pigs and turkey. You also can get turkey sausage and chicken sausage. So yeah, all sorts of sausages. What he was describing here, Hurka, is more like what I actually found. It's a lot like haggis. It was very weird because when I was in Scotland, the first time I went there, I didn't have haggis. And the second time I went there, I was like, because I was working there for a couple of weeks, I was subbing, and the girls at the hotel, I was like, oh, I've never had haggis before. I want, that's something I want to try. And they were like, you never had haggis? I'm like, no, I never had haggis. Haggis, not haggis, haggis. It's spelled with an A. Anyway, so I went. So this one time, they were like, "Oh, there's some haggis in the canteen. It's really good. Try it." And I went and tried haggis. I'm like, "This is exactly like Hurka," and it really is. It's very weird because they don't make it out of pig. They make it out of goat, I think, or sheep. I think it's sheep. Yeah, it's sheep. So they make it out of sheep, and we make it out of pig. And the Hurka is describing, there's actually, we don't just have the one, we have several types of Hurka. So haggis is like Hurka with liver, which is always a lighter color than the one with blood. And most of the time when you go to fairs and stuff and there's like a cooking, they will have both types. They'll have Hurka with liver, and they have blood Hurka. So that's a different type. Also with haggis is made with oats, and we make it with a different grain. We make it with rice. So it's basically, it's liver and parts of the pig in like, well, the intestine of the pig, which is, normal. That's what sausage comes in. And they mix in some cooked rice. And yeah, sometimes you do get some bits of bone and stuff like that. It comes with the thing. You will eat it with a mashed potato, and also cucumbers, not the long ones, the short ones, and drink red wine with it, or beer, either of those. And so the blood sausage, the blood Hurka, is more like black pudding. I actually really like black pudding in the UK. So that's also blood. It's like blood haggis, basically. And in the UK, they cut them up to like strips and just cook them on a flat top. And but we don't make such ceremony. It's just, we eat the same as with liver, but it is black and it has a lot stronger taste than liver sausage, than liver Hurka. And I like that too, actually. But yeah, it does have a very, very strong taste, and it may not be something you actually like. And the bones, they're just like, well, fish, you normally have bones as well. And those are bigger and a lot pointier. But yeah, actually, the better the Hurka is, the less bones you have, because it means that they took more care when preparing it. And also he was talking about gypsy cooking. And gypsy cooking, sometimes people in foreign places, they mix up gypsy cooking and like Hungarian gypsy cooking and Hungarian cooking. They are similar, but they do have some different dishes, and it's a different culture. It's like a culture within Hungary. I'm not gypsy, and I don't really have gypsy friends, so I can't really talk about it more in depth. Just what I see on TV, it's a very unique thing, and it has its bad sides, it has its good sides. They're a minority in Hungary, and like with all minorities, we have kind of a tenuous relationship sometimes. But yeah, also a lot of people in Hungary, even non-gypsies, like Hungarian gypsy music. I don't. It's not my thing. But yeah, it's just not. I'm more of a rock and pop kind of girl.
There was one time, I'd only been in the country for a couple of weeks, and I'd heard about this dish because they also usually have it around the holidays, and it is called Kocsonya, and it is this pig fat jello dish, and they brought it out, and I looked at it and I just thought, what is that? And then I thought, oh no, this is that pig fat jello that I'd been hearing about. And what it is it's this like clear gelatin, kind of salty gelatin like substance, and in it are just these hunks of meat, but it's not the kind of meat that you would want to eat. Like there was a hoof in it, or there was like part of an ear, and then it had this like paprika, the pepper kind of paprika seasoning type thing over it. And I took a bite. So he served me up a portion, and I thought, okay, I'm gonna have to do this. And so I took a little bite of the jello, and I just thought, I can't, there's no way I can do this. And luckily they were super sweet and understanding, and they thought, oh, you probably won't like this, but it's my favorite, so I'll eat it. He said, oh, just try the meat. And I was looking at this hunk of meat in the middle of this gelatin, and it was, I think, like part of the hoof or something. And I just thought, I can't do it. Like that one little bite of the gelatin was enough. And so I just told him, thank you. And he's, oh, it's okay, I'll eat it. It's my favorite. And so luckily it wasn't a bad experience, but I did try the big fat jello. But other than that, everything that I had was just delicious.
It's called Kocsonya. And I don't like it either. So yeah, some people do love it, some people hate it. It's really, there's no in between. There's no person who's going to say like, oh, well, maybe I just eat a little bit of Kocsonya. You either really into it or you're not. It's like, and I'm the not. It's like, it's no, it's the texture, the whole thing is like, oh, I can totally understand her. And we do know that it's a very dividing dish. It's like chicken paprika, like you have to like it. It's like, why don't you like chicken paprika? It's chicken. It's not a big thing. But yeah, Kocsonya, no, it's fine if you don't like it. If you're into like awful kind of things, then give it a shot. There's a Hungarian saying, you can chase me out of it from the world. It means that I just hate it so much. If you offer it to me, I'm just going to go.
The toilets are so different. Like, this might sound kind of funny, but here in America we have these like big dishes filled with water. Over there they either have like a platform that that you have to go to the bathroom on, and then like the hole, or some of them do have more of a bowl shape like we do here, but it's not as full with water.
Toilets, actually, the toilet he's describing, that's everywhere in Europe. That's like normal European toilet. I have heard that in America toilets are filled with water. Like, why do you have it full of water? That's just so weird. But yeah, in Europe we don't do that anywhere. It's like it's not a thing. And so yeah, it's not just Hungary. That's normal toilet in Europe. Yeah, we do have different shapes. And different kinds of toilet. We have two kinds actually, and then there's also the thing that you get in like villages, which don't have sometimes indoor toilets, but just one, a little cubicle outside. This do happen, but not in like cities or stuff. And also, like, I've been to Turkey. I have lots of videos of Turkey, and sometimes in Turkey, and that's a place you'll get the crouching toilets. We don't have those. No, it's just not a thing here, which is a good thing because I have bad knees. So yeah, that's what a normal toilet is like in Europe. And people, you're the weird. Just kidding. So that was the video, and I hope you like my commentary on it. Let me know if you like this type of video, if you'd be interested to see more of these, because I can find more videos on Hungary and Hungarians made by foreigners. I'm going to concentrate on foreigners, or maybe if you like, if there's a video you would like my take on, which maybe you found weird, or there's something that you don't understand, even if it's maybe done by a Hungarian, just let me know in the comments, because I only have 400 subscribers. Yeah. I don't have a community tab or anything like that, because you only get that after 1,000 subscribers. So if you could spread the word around, that would be nice. But yeah, so yeah, if you'd like this type of video and you would like me to make more, then let me know in the comments, definitely. And if you have any questions on this video, about any other video or anything, or if you have a video I would like you would like me to comment on, then let me know in the comments. Or I also have a Facebook page, and I also have Instagram. But don't DM me, because I mostly get really weird men DMing me, or trying to catfish me or something. And I just either ignore them, or I write very impolite messages to them, because I think they deserve it.